I'm sorry.
Okay.
This we're gonna do this every time. This is what we do.
Why not?
Bow.
Mr. Hostman.
Hostman. Yeah, that's me.
You don't be like,
welcome back to the Thursday night edition.
There you go.
Outspoken. We're here.
He's trying to get the pod out.
Previewing Thursday night football tonight. Unfortunately, we don't have a great matchup for you. As you're probably aware, we have the 1-7 Panthers on the road visiting the 2-7 Bears.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
And
Justin Fields is not even.
Hey, look, bad news Bears.
I guess it fits. But, Justin Fields is not playing. Brian Burns is not playing. We got a lovely matchup of Bryce Young versus Tyler
Bagent.
Oh, boy.
Did we learn how to pronounce that?
I don't think we did. But anyway, but besides that, we're also going to preview some of the important games coming up in Week 11. Got some very, very important matchups coming up. Week 10. I'm sorry. Week 10. That's why he's the host. And I'm not. I'm not.
A jag.
Already. Do you?
All right. What up? Welcome into Week 10 of Outspoken. Thank you all for joining, per usual, every Monday, Thursday, doing the countdown for Thursday Night Football.
Yes, sir.
It's already told you what it was for Thursday Night Football, what you have to look forward to. Thank you all for joining. Please like, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Leave your comments. Let us know. Do not ever hesitate to put your comments in the comment section while we are live, so we can obviously, have conversation, get it in with you guys. But yeah, so to get this thing started, per usual, I am Cordell.
Marcus.
The boy E-Rock, Carolina, get at me.
It's Deuce. What's good, everybody? Everyone
in the chat, everyone in the cyberspace, everybody in the cloud.
It's a singular. Shout out to you. Who is the singular person? Is that?
It's us.
Damn, that's crazy. Nah, somebody out there.
We out there.
Is it Mama?
We are out there.
I'm out there in the business.
Me.
In the business. Because I stand on business.
Our own. Yeah, it's our own.
Sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty falsy. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You are. Absolutely.
Faulty?
I'm a fraud.
Yeah. I hate to tell you. I hate to tell you that, but yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
All right.
It's
so
okay. Awareness is the first part of it. I get it.
Let's lock into this. So I'm gonna do something a little different than because it just popped in my head. So I decided, why not?
Yeah.
You got time?
Yeah.
All right. So we have the Colts Patriots.
Wait, what?
We got that much time?
Well, yeah.
Oh,
we have
God.
Colts Patriots.
Jesus.
We have
shout out to Bean.
Packers Steelers.
Okay.
Jets Raiders.
Oh God.
Titans Bucks.
Bro.
Saints Vikings.
Yeah.
Tell me the game you're most interested in.
Oh
and
my
why.
God. We gotta pick. He making us pick.
Steelers Packers.
Steelers Packers. Tell me why. Why are we using Steelers Packers?
Steelers Packers because this is one of those games that the Steelers need to win in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. Because down the stretch they got a tough road of games. You still got to play the Ravens. Still got to play the Bengals twice, and you got to play the Browns again. They need to be able to get the wins that they should win. Therefore, if they didn't win this game, I'd be a little concerned. So with that being the case, I had Steelers as one of my preseason playoff teams, so I need them to win this football game against the reeling Packers. So that's one of the games that I'll be most interested in.
What are the games again?
On Sunday?
All right, I said so. Colts Patriots.
Mm-hmm. Come on, God.
Titans Bucks.
Come on.
Jets Raiders.
Saints
Vikings. Packers Steelers.
Oh man. Oh Jesus. You know what? Titans Bucks has some intrigue a little bit. Neither team is necessarily placing themselves squarely in the playoff picture at this point.
They're the same type of team for real.
But there's some similarities there, and the Bucks are coming off a particular performance last week on the road against Houston, where their offense was able to really score an abundant amount of points behind Baker Mayfield, but their defense gave up some big plays to a rookie quarterback. And now they have another rookie quarterback. this particular week coming up with Will Levis.
You said some plays.
But you also have Derrick Henry.
Crazy.
You also have Derrick Henry to deal with. You also have DeAndre Hopkins to deal with as well. I think I'm gonna choose that one. That one seems like it can be somewhat fun to watch. It's definitely gonna come down to the last possession for sure, in my opinion. It's gonna come down to the final minutes.
Deuce.
I don't like your tone, bro. You said that with a lot of bass in your voice. You need to slow it down. You ain't addressed nobody else like that.
You deuce. You got the LA pedal. Come on now.
I ain't mad at that.
I thought you was just Deuce.
No, they being extra. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about.
Hey, so nice you got to say it twice.
First of
Hey,
all,
look, Josh Dobbs. That's the answer.
Nobody really.
I also wanted to say this. If y'all told me today was Hat Day, I would have,
Yeah,
dang.
I always wear. He always wear.
They
The
been
only
here for
person that
like.
doesn't is him.
No, he went one.
I think I've done one without. I think all other ones.
That's his
The being
unique
and protected. You know what I'm saying? We can do it on the end if you want to show the shine. I can show the shine. Ain't no
I
problem.
can't show.
Well, I ain't got no shine, but that was good.
Nah, you don't.
It's time for you to join the club. All right.
Joshua Dobbs is the answer.
Okay.
We're not doing this on
It's
camera.
time for you to join the club, bro.
Huh?
Who'd you say?
Hey, look,
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
That's
Vikings.
yes. That's
He just
who I'm
had,
most
Saints
intrigued.
at
he
Vikings.
just had to bring that name and that team up.
Bro, nobody thinking about y'all. We on the week 10?
We are
We on a week 10, bro. Nobody thinking about y'all.
just let him do what they do.
I don't understand. It's all good, bro. See, now,
Go ahead. So tell me why. Go ahead. Tell me. Don't let him interrupt. Go
because
ahead.
I want
Yeah,
to tag them.
go ahead.
Oh, man. It's
Why?
so easy with Falcons fans.
Why the Vikings?
Literally just the storyline for real. I'm not interested in the other games. The Raiders quarterback situation is shaky. We may see Josh Dobbs, we may not. Zach Wilson's no more interesting for real. Titans, Bucks, those probably the best matchup of the ones. Well, neither.
Packers, Steelers.
Yeah, but the Packers have been a little underwhelming.
I mean, hey,
Over the
look,
last month or so.
Jets, Raiders. I mean, that could be who can try and make the playoffs. Sneaking.
And even in terms of the
That's
most
Sunday
the
night
Saints
football.
offense probably has the
Yes.
widest spectrum for what you can get.
Which one?
They like the Saints
Saints
offense.
Vikings. Oh,
Because even stretching the ball down the field, Raheem Shaheed, bless you, Rashid Shaheed, getting the ball to Chris Olave a little more.
Right.
Alvin Kamara gets his touches. It's a matter of what he gonna do with him. I feel like that game has the most spice.
Okay.
I think I'm thinking.
Hey, use that southern tone. Now.
I'm a thinking.
Hey, that's what I have to say.
How long was you in Georgia for?
I was 10 years.
Southern boys.
yeah,
over there.
he got enough. He's
Southern
been there
boys.
long enough.
Yeah, you gotta add a little more.
You know what it is. You know what it is. You know what it is.
Hey, look, hey, yes, I think it's something.
You know what it is. You know what it is.
Yeah, no, I think I'm gonna have to go with the Titans at Bucks as well.
Yeah,
especially because I really liked the game that Baker, his name just it was
slipped.
Oh,
I
yeah.
was going to say.
The game
Disrespect.
the game
I
that
was gonna
Baker
give you
put
your dramatic pause.
the game that Baker put together
Mhm.
from last week, I think that was one of his best. And if he can continue to play like that, making plays, going back and forth, because normally everybody talks about the offense, but to me, or the defense for the Bucks. But that was a game where it was like, okay, you can go point for point, even though the Raiders Texans D isn't something that we're all like glimmering about. But if you can continue that trend, I would like to see how far that could take them in the NFC.
I will say this. Jets Raiders, given how both of their seasons have played out at this point, the winner of that game is sitting pretty nicely in the playoff picture because you're talking about a Jets team who came in with so much expectations, 4 plays into the season, Aaron Rodgers is down. You think the season is done. It's over because Zach Wilson is under center now. Now they're 4-4. They can win and be a game above 500 at this point. Going into the latter half of the season. For the Raiders, they're coming off firing Josh McDaniels halfway through the year. They win. They're 5-5. They're at 500.
Who in the comments, bro?
So, Xavier, you want to know about how I'm feeling about the Bills? Tune in on Monday's Countdown.
What?
That's what we're doing.
We talk Bills, Broncos. That's Monday's.
Monday night.
That's Monday's game.
You're
We
right.
will definitely get into it. So
He's not
be there
wrong,
for that.
Xavier.
Yeah, Monday night. I got you. We'll be there. 7 o'clock.
He said, be there, be
8:15.
square.
I'll tell you, Zay.
We'll
Don't
get
worry
into
about
it.
it. I'll tell you, Zay. Don't worry
Anyways, everything that you were saying, correct.
Like, yeah, their seasons have been horrible up to this point. It's been, you would think that the worst is to come, but yet they're at the halfway mark of the season, and that either one of those teams win again, they're sitting right there in the playoff picture.
The one good thing with the Jets is I feel like if they win, let's say they win 8 games, well, they're going into the offseason highly happy because they know if we won 8 again with Zach Wilson as a quarterback, what can we do with Aaron Rodgers? So we all know the hype going into the next season. There'll be a lot of it the same as this season because people are like, if they can do this with a quarterback as bad as Zach Wilson, what can they do with Aaron Rodgers? Even if he plays top 15.
Aaron Rodgers at age 42.
You know what I'm saying? But this is if plays top 15 quarterback
40.
football.
Oh, it'd be 41.
Yeah, but top 15 football, they can make some noise.
Well, even if you're the Raiders at this point, you win a game. If you win this game and you end the season with 8, maybe 9 wins or so, you're looking at Antonio Pierce you might have the guy already in the building.
Let's not jump the gun too far because the Raiders franchise,
they did it with Rich
they
Bisaccia.
did it with Bisaccia where it's we made the playoff, but
I get it. But do you think they learned their lesson from that time? Do you think Mark Davis looked at this and said, "Hey, this is deja vu all over again. I can't let this guy walk."
But they still need a quarterback too.
That is true. That is true because Jimmy G is not the future.
No.
Can't be. Neither is Aiden O'Connell.
Yeah. So,
but for them to still be at 500,
that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be.
The Jets ain't changed. Essentially, that's what I gather.
Essentially, from last season, they still the same Jets.
Basically,
same old Jets. I'll tell you.
And next year,
very unfortunate.
There'll be so many changes with so many teams next year. So it's too hard to even figure out right now what next year is going to look like for a lot of AFC teams.
All right, what's up next on the docket?
So let's lock in AFC. One team that everybody expected to be that team. Does Rodgers come back? I think Rodgers comes back. Personally, I'd say
comes back when?
Goes back to the Jets.
Actually, next season. This season.
Comment again and tell us what you're talking about. Does he come back this season, or are you saying does he come back next year? Let me know what you mean, and then we'll get into that for you.
Obviously, this year. I think it's this year.
There's
no need for him.
There really isn't.
There's no need to come back this year.
There's no need.
All it's going to take is one rollout where he feeling himself too much and accelerate.
And now you're going for the next season.
For why?
Come on. Yeah, this season to me, having him back, they're already out of Super Bowl contention for me. So why come back if you can't win a Super Bowl? Because I feel like at this point, if he came back, he wouldn't be himself. Mm-hmm. And then for 2, you're risking injury for next season. Mm-hmm. Nah, just go ahead and shut it down and be Super Bowl contention ready for next season.
It's something we haven't seen in someone of his age coming back that quickly.
Especially with the offensive line.
I gotta see it to believe it.
We haven't seen that from anybody. You expect me to believe that a 40-year-old is going to be the first one to do it? Not no one in their 20s, but a 40-year-old is going to be the first one. I'm not. If he pulls it off, I just think he's going to get hurt again. If he steps back on that field, he's going to get hurt again.
That offensive line is trash. So, yeah.
So, to me, he should just stay away. But to a team that had high expectations coming into this year that seems to have fallen flat yet again, Chargers hosting Lions. And the Lions are meeting expectations. Lions are now, 6-2? 6-3?
Jared Goff just has to be regular. The Chargers pass defense
because they lost
hadn't been great.
Seattle, they lost to the Ravens.
The Chargers
and the worst pass defense in the league by yards.
Lions are 6-2.
Oh, 6-2.
6-2 versus the 4-4 Chargers. Chargers still technically in the hunt as it is right now. Lions obviously are
leaders in the NFC North.
Yeah. So to me, I look at this game. I could see the Chargers winning this game, but that's just because I've seen a lot of the AFC teams. I don't know why AFC teams keep on beating up on NFC teams, but this would be a game where E-Rob always talks about being a high-scoring game. I can see this becoming a high-scoring game. I can see this game being a 38-35 type game.
I mean,
I'm not really seeing that.
I don't know if we're gonna see that many points being put up, but I definitely think it's gonna be a very entertaining one at the very least. And I also feel like the Chargers can definitely steal this win here at home, coming off of a Monday night game that they dominated the Jets. In a game that none of us really expected. We did not expect the Chargers to come out and play like that last week, even though it was against the Jets. But they came out and they established themselves early and they got the win. The one thing that I'm looking for this week, man, is can Goff still find that connection with Amon-Ra St. Brown? It's really been good for them this year, as well as Sam Laporta. If they can be able to make plays against this Chargers secondary, I know I just praised them for what they did last week, but they're still susceptible. Susceptible. Yes, you got it right. Yes,
English is hard.
All right, it is. Sometimes it is. Anyway, but they still have their flaws for sure. And I think with the way that Detroit's offense has been flowing this year, they can definitely be able to make some plays in that passing game and get Jahmyr Gibbs involved as well. That's something that they have definitely been pressing to do over the last few weeks, and it's worked for them.
Do you think with Montgomery comes back or when they should ease up on that, or do you think this is what they need to be doing is feeding?
I'll be quite honest. I'll be quite honest.
They should get Montgomery back as the lead guy.
I think that's what they're going to do.
Feature Gibbs more because the way that the style of play that they do, I would rather Montgomery get do the hard yards and Gibbs kind of be like what Pollard was for the Cowboys.
But he's so much better than Pollard.
It's not about being better, but it's about you wearing down a defense and then you just let him do what he does. And that it works that way. Like you don't have to
showing that he can do it.
Have we seen Tony Pollard have 25 plus carries?
We're wanting Dallas to give Tony Pollard that many carries.
But do you
no, he can't. He can't. Like,
do you think it would be the same result as Gibbs if they give Pollard that?
I want him to get that many touches.
We've seen Gibbs get touches and it not amount to things. He had one good game, but that one good game doesn't mean he's going to do that all the time.
I think that Gibbs is a guy who needs touches to get
into
a flow of the game. Like the more touches he gets, the more opportunity he gets. I feel like he gets a flow of what defenses are doing to him in that particular game. And it's like, hey, if we go back to this play, I can do that. Like, I feel like he's one of those guys. He's not one of those guys who you give him 9 touches and he's going to make the most of those 9. No, you give him 20 touches and all of a sudden he's like, okay, I can figure this out. I can figure out everything and get into his own flow. Instead of taking him off the field over and over and never letting him really get warm.
I'd rather him be a pass catcher, especially in the first half, and then second half, give him more handoffs. Because you're still going to be able to touch the ball and give it to him on quick passes. But then it's like once, and we know how the Lions like to do things. They like to be physical. They like to run the football. Let them do that with Montgomery, a guy that's a bruiser, and then give Gibbs in the second half those other carries where it's like, okay, this defense is worn out. Let's give it to a guy that's fresh. Like, I think that's their best course of action for me. But I honestly think
do
that
backfield. Why you look so offended? That's exactly what y'all do. It's not meant to hurt your feelings.
Look.
Stating it for what it was. You see his face, bro. There's so much stake.
It is what it is. I think that this is a terrible matchup
so sensitive
for the Chargers because the one thing that we say about the Chargers is not a physical football team. And that's what the Lions are. And the Chargers just gave up 260 yards passing to Zach Wilson. I think Jared Goff's about to cook. Like, he going for 300. Plus, with the running game, Chargers about to catch that work because unless the Lions come in and just play like their D game,
the Lions gonna win it.
Unless they play their D game, bro. Like I don't see
this. This is on the West Coast, right? So
yeah, but still, like
Chargers are 32nd in the league in pass defense.
Yeah, they're the worst.
They're last in pass.
They're the worst. I don't say they let Jack Wilson throw for 260. Bro, Jared Goff is gonna cook, and that's still not saying that they can still hand it off. So it's like the pass rushing that they were able to do against the Jets that forced those 3 turnovers, but they're not gonna be able to do that.
But I will say this: Chargers defense is definitely 4th in the league in takeaways, averaging 2 per game.
And the Lions don't get the ball away.
Gonna help their offense. Their offense hadn't it when you talk Justin Herbert He was sacked 5 times last game.
Didn't have a great game.
But they didn't even have
Something
20 yards.
They had short fields.
Their defense,
That was the difference.
they're not quite as bad as the Jets in terms of needing their defense to score. The Steelers need their defense to score, and it correlating with them winning. But it's closer than what it should be. The Chargers haven't looked good. Like their drives have been stopped. They hadn't been getting a consistent flow, and it's a little disappointing. It feels very Jaguars for a while.
I mean, their wins
Even though the
are
Jaguars
against the
got
Vikings,
five game wins.
the Raiders, the Bears, and the Jets. Nah, bro. Lions running.
To me, biggest in-game
They
matchup:
should.
Detroit offensive line versus Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack and Tui Tula.
That matchup's not even good.
You say what you mean?
It's a lot of
It's
syllables.
not good because they only had
It can
that
be.
one game.
But it's something.
Last-
It's something to still keep your eye on.
Bro, they about to blow that up, bro.
Okay,
they about
all right. What if
they
they
about
don't?
to, they about to run it up
So
on
what if they don't?
what's your prediction for the score?
35-14. It's an ass whooping.
I say.
That's all I'm gonna say, bro.
You
It's
know
an
what?
ass whooping.
I'm picking the Chargers.
Hey, good luck.
I think the Chargers get the upset.
I go about 31-20 Lions.
That's your dog for the week.
Yeah,
His
28-23 Chargers.
Okay.
Taking the
I don't know how
Just
they
make
gonna
sure
stop the
if he
Lions,
right,
but we're
don't
gonna
forget
find
that
out, I
two in that
guess.
score.
Takeaways.
Lions don't turn the ball over like
They're
that.
gonna turn the ball over today.
All right, but now when they run
Jared
the ball
Goff
down,
need to be regular.
Pause.
So
Just do what you normally do, Jared Goff.
Bro, let me just go ahead and get it off.
You're doing so well.
He said
Lions.
the Lions.
Are you taking
31-20.
31-20.
31-20.
31-20.
And what did you say the score was?
28-23.
28-23. All right. Shoot. I think I'm just not I'm not a Herbert believer. So I'm like, can he
You
pull
never
this
have
off?
been. You never
I'm
been.
not. So can he pull this off is really what I'm trying to tell
It
you.
may-
It's
the
an
Chargers-
upset to me, so
it
I'm
may
like,
not have to be
yeah,
him.
The Chargers haven't been good against good teams neither, or teams with a winning record. They lost against the
That's
Chiefs,
what I'm saying.
lost against the Cowboys, lost to the Dolphins, lost to the Titans. They beat the Jets. That's
How many of those were one score
Wait,
games?
you said never mind.
Dolphins was 1 score, Titans was 1 score. They beat the Vikings by 1 score, Raiders by 1 score, lost to the Cowboys by 1 score.
All these are winnable. That's what that tells me.
Yes, and
Lost to the
that's what
Chiefs by 2
A
touchdowns.
couple plays. The Chiefs is the only game where I'm looking at. They played a good opponent, and they could not match up with them overall.
Lions
In,
go Chiefs,
in
so.
every last one of those games, they're
but
they're a
my
couple plays
question,
away
my
from winning.
question is, will Herbert make the play needed for them to win?
Good. And
That's what I'm
we
saying.
also got to think
It
this,
may not have to be
this
him.
Lions D line. Oh, they're about to get after this Chargers O line.
And even so, Justin Herbert also hasn't showed it. This was the same situation last year. They didn't play
Especially
that
with
many
the
good
injuries
teams.
that
They
they
lost
had.
to the Chiefs both times, lost to the Niners.
Man, Lord. They can't run the football.
I'm saying nothing new.
Hey, but
This would be a great
it
game
look
for the
like a
Lions
bad
if they win
matchup
game
to me.
I'm shoot.
Hey, but hey, you go however you want to go, but I'm just like it's an ass whooping, bro. So that just
I think
I'll put the over on this.
I am.
You're a gambling man.
Oh, gotta be parlay.
Lay it out.
I'm gonna be safe and I'm gonna go Lions.
Speaking of
parlay,
parlay, you make the parlay.
You going safe?
Not for Sunday.
I'm gonna go
No,
Lions.
that's right.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
It's already in.
E-Rob
Go with your heart.
gonna be the only one rocking with the Chargers.
Hey, let's
Say
do
what
it,
you
baby.
mean to
Hey,
say.
man.
Believe
Wait,
it.
did you
Believing
pick-
in the boat.
Did you pick him to go to the playoffs?
He don't even know better.
Whew.
Pick who? Chargers.
This ain't the game, though.
All right.
Hey, gotta believe what you believe.
Got a rematch from earlier in
Sure.
the season.
Oh,
A game that was complete domination. Browns at Ravens, and the Ravens dominated them at Browns. Deshaun Watson wasn't there. Deshaun Watson is here this week. I don't know. I am like, will the Browns get swept?
For sure.
They should.
They should.
But this feels like
It's
one of them.
divisional
It doesn't
game.
fit. It's right. Browns still got different
You
makers
really
at every
think
level
the
of their
Browns will get
defense.
swept?
I mean,
All it
I
takes is
will
one
say,
turnover.
I think they will get swept, but I think we'll walk away from that game saying if a healthy Deshaun would have played, they might have won that game. I think that Browns defense is good enough to still keep.
if a healthy Deshaun, like in the
I was
first
gonna
game
say-
or this one?
No, if a help, I think I said
Healthy or good?
at the conclusion of this one,
Mm-hmm.
at the conclusion of Sunday, we'll walk away from that game saying if a healthy Deshaun was on that field, they might have won that game.
I mean, so you're saying he's not healthy right now?
He's not. Of course, he's not. He's not 100%.
I mean, yeah, he's not. He's not 100%.
He's not 100%.
I'll give him
He
that.
hasn't been good.
We saw-
regardless
No,
of
no,
health
but he
things.
was fine last game, and that's all he needed to be was fine. He didn't have to do anything spectacular.
Right.
And I do think that yes, he is not 100%. So I guess in that respect, we could say that, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I don't think.
I mean, no, it may not have been, but I think that I'm believing in that Browns defense for sure. That Browns defense is legit, and given that this is a divisional game, they're at home. You know, they saw this team here before, and we all know how it is when it comes to division games, and you're getting the first crack at your division opponent. So I think this defense is good enough to kind of sort of make enough plays to keep themselves in it, but Baltimore eventually will emerge triumphant.
I trust Lamar more than I trust the Browns to turn the ball over. I think that's what it's going to come down to. To be able, they're going to have to get a fumble, a pick six, something of that sort if they want to win this game. I don't think they're going to get in enough on offense. I don't trust Deshaun enough at this point to go ahead and put points on the board like I would have at the beginning of the season. He needs to be spectacular. We're waiting on it.
Yeah,
the bread there.
He's only had one great game.
Yeah, Amar's been solid.
Yeah, that's a great game.
Which one?
I think it was no. I think it was
One
against
the percentage.
Titans. I think it was.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I think it was against the Titans, and the Browns beat the Titans. I think he had a.
You know those are never. It's never a good sign.
Oh yeah, I know about this.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Latavius Murray called it.
The Bills had a players only meeting.
Yeah, Latavius Murray called it. He wanted everybody to get together. Again, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, so against against the Titans, he had 299, 2 touchdowns, almost 70% completion percentage. So he had a great game.
Say it one more time. Sorry.
He had 299 for 2 touchdowns, almost 70%. He was like 27 or 33.
He had a good game.
He had a great game.
He had a good game.
He had a great game.
You know he's the toughest critic.
I know, like damn.
He had a good game.
If the name ain't Josh Allen.
No, we don't do that. Yeah. Don't do that.
Hey, look, if you ain't had 300 yards passing, 100 yards rushing,
right?
You ain't
don't talk to me. I don't want to hear about it.
You didn't have a good game. Got to have 5 total touchdowns.
Right.
80% completion percentage.
And got to throw it 70 yards down.
He had a good and efficient game. He did. And they but against the Ravens, I think he's going to need more than that. He's going to need more than that against the Ravens. I think that they are going to get swept. I think we'll be talking even more about the Ravens because I feel like we're not talking enough about the Ravens at this point, personally.
We're definitely talking enough about the Ravens.
Yeah, I think we're talking enough. I mean, obviously, like
they're good.
I don't think people had them as the clear cut favorite.
Okay, so that's what I should say. There's not enough talk about them being the best in the AFC. To me,
there's talk of them being the
I
best team in the league.
There's more chatter. More chatter.
There's talk of them being the best team in the league.
Some people are saying it, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's some.
Like how we would talk about the Chiefs.
For the most part, people have it as Eagles, like either Chiefs Ravens or Eagles Ravens Chiefs. For the most part, just because of the wins and their losses.
I don't care. Me personally, the records show one thing, but.
No,
I see how these teams are winning, and the Ravens are winning and dominating.
Right. And I'm saying, like, right now, yes, like, I feel like, the Ravens, but people would say in the totality of a season, because the Eagles have only had that one loss, and they just do it based off of
one
loss.
That's fine.
But I think it's
blowing out the Seahawks, blowing out the
that's why I'm saying
on the road.
I think it's Ravens.
We all agree that it's Ravens. I'm just saying that the national media and national attention, the Ravens should be getting more attention as being the best team in the NFL.
Yeah.
Than they're getting right now.
Because for me, I'm like how they lost. It's like nobody really beat them. They beat themselves in order to lose. Like, I think they dominated both of the games that they lost. They just lost it because they just beat themselves in the fourth quarter and beyond.
That's fair.
So I'm like, nobody actually beat them for real.
Yeah, that's fair.
Lamar fumbles a lot. He has 10 fumbles so far this year.
Yes,
so
but that's expected to me. It's
That's
not strip sack.
It's a lot.
It's because he's carrying the ball, and he's not a running back.
But
And he's carrying, the clip that he's carrying,
I don't doubt Miles Garrett.
He does lead the team. He leads the team in rushing, and I think in attempts for.
This is what I'm saying. Yeah, so that's why I'm like that makes sense for a quarterback.
Just for the purposes of keeping your offense on the field and what that could do for the Browns defense.
Miles Garrett is not going to tackle him and force him to fumble the ball.
Lamar has fumbles, but he doesn't have a lot of balls.
Because again, a lot of his fumbles aren't strip sacks, right? So I'm like, I don't doubt Miles Garrett is going to sack him, but I don't think he's going to be able to give him a strip sack. If he's fumbling it, it's going to be somebody in the linebacker safety realm who hits him and make him fumble.
The one thing that
they make him fumble.
The one thing that we've always said about Lamar, the one thing we said about Lamar's entire career is the way he carries the ball when he runs it.
Yeah,
he's still, so
he'll be out there.
That is somewhat. It may not be a cause for concern, but I would want to keep that note in the back of my mind, especially when you're playing the number one defense.
Yeah, I just think that's going to be a linebacker or somebody in the secondary who would cause the fumble. I don't think a D lineman is going to tackle him and force him to fumble.
You're probably right. It's more likely. I
mean, he'll get to the second level, get hit, and fumble the ball. Like that's what I'm thinking.
I think this also goes. Your point also goes back to the point that we've always made about what we see from this offense and how it still looks like the same Ravens offense, even though they made these changes in the booth, on the sideline, it still looks like the same formula that they executed. So I'm curious to see how they lean on that. They're coming off a game this past week where they were able to run the football whenever they want, however they want. And I mean, Keaton Mitchell came off the bench, had a first touches of the year, 9 carries for 130 yards and a touchdown. Like
they said he might be a new go-to.
Right. It's insane. So I'm curious to see what form, if they follow that formula going into this week against the Browns. The Browns are going to be ready, man. They're going to bring it.
I mean, the one thing is it's going to be a defensive matchup because these are two of the best defenses in the NFL right now.
Do we see a team get to 21 points?
I think first to 21 wins.
Okay, I'll take that.
I'm going under for both.
So no one gets.
I don't think nobody gets to 21.
Nah, I think it'll be.
If it will be the Ravens,
21-17 Ravens.
Okay,
I'm saying first team to 21
wins. Three different answers.
I think it's gonna be like literally maybe 20.
3 different answers. Okay,
I'll take this. I'm going Ravens.
I think the biggest thing for this game. I think the biggest thing for this game is just like turnovers. Who commits the most? Because that's what the emphasis was last game. Is Dorian Thompson-Robinson had those 3 interceptions, and I think they had a fumble. Yeah. So it's like it gave the Ravens easier access to score a touchdown, which is why they had 28.
Maybe not the most, but the worst timed one. Like if you like a first quarter turnover is one thing, but in this game that we expect to be a close battle, you fumble the ball with 4 minutes left in a 1-score game. That might be it. You might not even see the ball back for the rest of the game. That might be it. So keep that in mind.
Lamar hasn't had multiple picks in a game this season either. I trust Lamar. I said Lamar hasn't had a game with multiple interceptions this year. I trust him to take care of the ball. I got Ravens. Ravens 20-9.
I got the Ravens 17-16.
17-16.
Nailed by it. Justin
21-17 the Ravens.
I like it.
All right, so full sweep right there.
Oh, hell.
Ravens.
Last time that happened, the Chargers. Zach Wilson happened.
Hey, look, it all started with a punt return. And they never looked back.
Oh, man.
And 2 fumbles in the same quarters.
Yeah.
All Rick was messed up.
I'll say 21-13 Ravens. With
is Lamar
Browns having the ball in their hands to try and tie it up.
Oh, you're writing the whole book. All right, go ahead.
Browns will try to tie it up with an 8.
Is Lamar in this game?
What does that mean?
Is he
not been Lamar?
No, I'm saying in this particular game to you, is he normal Lamar? Is he harassed a little bit and kind of sort of thrown off his game? Is this a game where the Ravens defense wins this one for you instead of Lamar himself?
Well, I think that
yes for me, but not because of Lamar. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a matter of who can run better on their defense. I think they got the top 2 running defenses.
They're
Rushing
somewhere in
defense,
that.
top 2 pass defense. One of the, but they both top 5.
I think so. I think it's going to be a tight game all the way to the fourth quarter. Like it'll literally be 14-13.
Gus has been cooking.
14-13 going into the fourth.
14-13?
14-13 going into the fourth.
We're literally dealing with the top 2 defenses in the league right now.
Right. That's what I said.
1 and 2.
14-13 going into the fourth quarter. Lamar and then get a touchdown that puts them at 21. They don't get and they try to come back and tie it up to get the 8 points, and they don't.
21-17 might be considered a shootout. That might be a lot.
But actually,
but I mean, that's what the Browns have kind of been in
first and third
the past few weeks. They've been in games where it's like other teams have scored against them.
Right.
So I feel like the Ravens will be able to get to 20. They'll get 21 because I feel like other teams have gotten close or eclipsed that in the past few games for the Browns.
What does this say about real quick before we move on? What does this say about the Browns if they win?
That they're for real. But I mean, I already think that they're a contender.
It doesn't change anything for me.
It doesn't change anything for me neither. It's going to come down to their defense.
What? Them beating arguably the best team in the league, and it doesn't change anything for you?
I said it.
So for me, because I told you as I was looking at it, I was like, do I really I have to really think about it. Do I really think that they're going to get swept? Because I'm like, it's a divisional game. Will you sweep them? I told you guys it's hard to beat it's hard to beat a good team one time. Beating them twice is even harder. So if they don't get swept, I'm like, all right, you did what you're supposed to do and split with your divisional opponent.
Right.
But it doesn't change my outlook on you or where I think you can go.
Okay. They still feel
you won. You just won a divisional game.
Browns.
That's it to me. You just won a divisional game. It wouldn't even take away from the Ravens for me. I wouldn't even look at the Ravens differently either. Just be like,
I mean, they wouldn't be the best.
I would still hold them as the best team.
No.
Personally.
No. Because the Eagles are 9-1, or 8. Well, actually, no, they're on the bye, so they'll still be 8-1. But yeah, I'd have to say the Eagles if they lost.
All right, let's get into a team coming off of a bye. Last time we saw them didn't look too hot.
Niners
at Jags.
Oh boy. This is an interesting one. This is definitely a game I circled coming into the season. Because I felt like this would definitely be a marquee matchup. It still is in my eyes at this point.
Marquee feels a little strong, but yeah.
It's still Niners. It's still the Niners. The Niners, but now it's the Niners at full strength with Chase Young. Debo's back.
Hopefully Trent will be back.
He's been a full participant in practice this week. So Brock Purdy gets his number one weapon back. They're coming off a bye, so that means Christian McCaffrey had an opportunity this past week to get healthier as well. And then, of course, this is the first game that we get a chance to see this 49ers defense with Chase Young after the trade that they made at the trade deadline. I'm excited for this one. I think if everything is what it's supposed to be for the Niners, I can't see a scenario where they walk out here with an L. So I'm feeling the Niners here, man.
Yeah, I think this is a tough matchup because I think that the one thing that the Jags have been doing well is running the football.
Right.
But the Niners, that's one of their strengths is stopping the run.
Yep.
So obviously, Calvin Ridley, Christian Kirk, those guys are going to have to get involved. Evan Ingram, get involved with the passing game to help thin out this 49ers defense at the front seven, for one. Then for two, on the opposite side is we've seen Brock Purdy turn the ball over more often every loss that they've had. Now you go up against the Jags defense that's one of the top teams in turnovers. So at this point, I'm like, well, someone's got to give. Either Brock Purdy's going to be better with the football and not turn the ball over, or if he does, I think it's going to be the same scenario about how the Jags beat the Bills in terms of being able to capitalize on, turnovers and being able to capitalize on being in good field position and getting the ball in the end zone. So, yeah.
That's something the Jags have done well, too.
Yeah. And so I'd have to go with I'll go 49ers just based on the bounce back. And, one team is lost 3 straight and another team has won 5 straight, I feel like the 49ers will bounce back on this one, and the Jags actually afford to lose this one. So, yeah, I'd go 28-24 Niners.
Okay.
This game it is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Both teams, the Jaguars, I feel in a way have been run kind of like a low budget 49ers in terms of what their offense needs to be successful. But with the Jaguars, we've seen with the 49ers, Brock Purdy get Brandon Ayuk involved in their offense.
Mm-hmm.
Debo he hadn't hit his ceiling that he hit a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But the Jaguars are still inconsistent with getting Calvin Ridley the ball. I feel like if they can get him going, the 49ers passing defense has been susceptible. That's going to be
That's the word.
Their key. Boom. Full circle.
You got it.
That's going to – I think that's going to be the biggest factor in this game if the Jaguars don't get it done. I don't believe in them just yet. I wouldn't be surprised, but I would go 49ers. I think that they get it done 34-24. 34-24.
So you,
what you thinking?
clean sweep.
I'm going Niners. Yeah.
Clean sweep.
I'm going Niners.
Hey, look, but he can't have any Jags up there like
that. I'm going Niners, but it's honestly just because they're coming off a bye. They're coming off of how many losses did we say? 3?
3. 5 and 3.
3,
Yeah.
right? So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay,
2 of them.
do I see the Jags getting a 6-game win streak and having that 6th game be against the 49ers, who are a good team? Nah.
You don't think they're ready for the moment?
Real quick. Niners lose. What's the story?
Oh, they're in trouble.
Shouldn't have got rid of Trey Lance.
What?
That's your story.
Hey,
You
look,
really want him to succeed.
Yeah, he really
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Isn't it?
Wow.
But honestly, though,
Hey, bro.
if Brock Purdy has another game where it's like a bad game, I think you can actually think about it in terms of like, dang, like, okay, like something's going on now. Like what?
Be
Like
for the Cowboys
because at this, because Dak Prescott is the quarterback.
He's just not even out for the game. Like he's not even dressing. He's there.
What's your story if the Niners lose?
If the 49ers lose, I feel all my questions would be for Brock Purdy, but it would be out of. It's weird because their offense has been, and the 49ers in general have run on Kyle Shanahan and how he schemed and got people where they need to be. Jimmy G hadn't been the one making the plays. I am a Jimmy G hater. I apologize in advance. That's how he's gotten all of his accolades and such. Just getting his people the ball in space. I feel like Brock Purdy, if he's not able to run the system, what changed?
Oh man, he should have been a Falcon.
I just think that
Shout out Ted.
for me, for like I
Appreciate
said,
the
if I think it's very fair to say if he goes 4-game losing streak, coming off of a bye,
Is it ready?
Especially after winning 5 straight.
Is it ready for a QB? Is it time for a QB change?
Nah.
change to what?
Darnold?
I don't know. You talking about a
the
quarterback?
only change you could have done, you got rid of. So there's nothing else to do.
Why you gotta be like that?
Because when we came into the season, I
He's
said,
still mad about that Brock Purdy MVP conversation.
I sat here
That
and
still bugged him.
I
It
sat
was a little
here
wild.
with you
No,
guys.
at the time.
But
at
it's
the time,
also
it
so
was
long
valid.
ago. We're over it
It
now.
makes sense.
We're over it now.
It made sense.
No, but I sat here and
It's
everybody was so quick to ship off Trey and Brock Purdy's the guy and he gonna do it because of last season. And I said, I think he may be lightning in the bottle. I kept saying, I think he may be lightning in the bottle. Then he gets off to a hot start this year. I'm like, okay, cool. But then defenses start playing a little differently. Debo goes out and he don't look nothing like how he's supposed to look. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, defenses figure it out, what he's good at, and how to counter.
Let it go, man.
And if that's the case,
ain't nobody talking
and
about
he's
MVP
looking
conversation.
basic, if that happens and he comes out and he's looking basic, then what are we going to do? Because everybody kept saying, no, you got to let go of Trey Lance because we're trying to win a chip right now. Purdy can get us a chip. If Purdy can't get you your chip, then everything that you said was for nothing because you're still in the same spot with a quarterback who does not have the athleticism or anything that you wanted as far as the X's to go beyond the X's and O's. That's why you went and got Trey Lance. You don't have that type of quarterback anymore. You stuck again with the same type of quarterback you've been always having.
Well,
And now, here we are again talking about the 49ers have everything but the quarterback. And I'll be like, all right.
I mean,
it's weird with Purdy because Purdy didn't really Purdy had some very hot and cold games at Iowa State too. He was rolling. At Iowa State, we seen this. It was very sporadic.
Yeah.
He just raised his floor, I guess, but this was a part of him.
Everyone in the comments, tell me if you agree with what I'm saying here. If Purdy goes on a 4-game losing streak and it looks like they're not really going to be Super Bowl contenders, should we start pointing the finger that they may have, prematurely got rid of Trey Lance instead of letting the two of them continue to grow together and see what can happen? Because now they ain't got no other options. You ain't going to Sam.
Because if you go to Sam, there's no way you can go back to Purdy at any time.
People talk to me. Let me know.
You're a bully. Let it go. Nobody's talking about Purdy in the MVP conversation no more. Let it go.
It ain't about that. It's about the fact that they got rid of a top 5 pick.
It bugged the hell out of you.
Shipped him off.
Nobody,
3 pick.
and that top 3 pick can't even put on a jersey on game days, let alone get in the game.
I think
God dog.
Top 3 pick shipped off.
I'm sitting here
It's
talking
valid.
about that dude.
It's valid.
You know how many games
beyond
he
the
got?
X's and O's.
You know how many games he has in windbreakers?
Not Jimmy G.
Huh?
You know how many games he has in windbreakers? Trey Lance.
Trey Lance hasn't played.
Because he can't even press out.
See, as far as I'm concerned, this would be a good time to see what
That
you
man
can do
out
with
there
Trey.
and windbreakers with sunflower seeds.
To be fair,
It's a cold
Why
ass.
he can't do the job?
The knock on Trey Lance was he hadn't played enough games. So the only way to get experience
Is to play games.
And it's
And
like
y'all didn't want him to do that.
so
49ers.
So I will say, like, if you're gonna say that about Trey Lance, it's like, well, some quarterbacks need the games in order to progress and grow.
Not this
and
practice.
they never gave him that opportunity other than last season before he got injured.
It's
And now
why is he losing that job?
Exactly.
He had an opportunity to go and win the job.
Exactly.
Why is he losing that job?
He had
Like-
all the offseason training camp. You guys keep glossing over the fact that Brock Purdy did not come back until 2 weeks prior to the season. So he had all this practice time to separate himself. He had all this offseason to separate himself from Sam Darnold, and he couldn't even do that.
no, but here's the thing though. It's like we could say, and I do get that because I'm like, at the end of the day, you got to start the best guy. So the best guy ended up being Purdy. Cool. But them shipping off Lance gave them no opportunity to ever circle back if this happened, which is what's happening right now. So, excuse me, if the 49ers fall short of even winning the division, and then they end up not doing anything in the playoffs, people are going to turn back to well, dang, like, we did say Trey Lance needed games to progress into the quarterback that we thought he would be because everybody knew he wasn't a ready-made product.
That's fair.
So if you weren't going to take out the time to give him a chance to mature and Brock Purdy doesn't work out, it's going to look bad on the 49ers organization. It just is.
I didn't know why they did that. My thing was always why he keep losing the job. He should be more.
I mean, he did, but he won the job over Jimmy G last year.
And then he got hurt.
But then he got hurt. So then at that point,
So you're saying just give him time. So you're saying that he should have started over Purdy at the beginning, or are you saying he should start?
I said that because at least like for me, like if they like I was fine with either or. But for me, if they did start with Lance, I wouldn't have been mad because you can go to Purdy and nobody's gonna bat an eye if Lance plays bad because they're like, okay, Brock Purdy is officially the guy. And you gave Trey Lance his chance, and he didn't capitalize on it, even though he got a chance in the offseason, and he didn't capitalize. If you gave him the opportunity to play in the games, and he just looked better in the games, cool. Because with preseason, he didn't really play with the starters anyways. So it's like you didn't really see him with the starters. So if you want him to get the reps in, like that would be the time. but it just didn't happen that way.
And I said I don't care.
But now,
their record would have been.
But it's just now they just have no backup, and that's their issue, especially when they don't have first round picks.
So, but all of this is only if they lose this game.
If they lose this game.
So,
I feel you.
if you want to avoid this whole conversation, all you gotta do is win, baby.
Hey, that's what the Raiders say.
Sounds simple.
That's it.
I know, right?
It's the NFL.
Right.
Yeah, but a quarterback who I ain't got no questions on. Not a one.
Not one.
Josh Allen.
Not a one.
Josh Allen. All right.
The man down south, CJ Stroud, taking on the Bengals. I like this game. I like this game a lot. I like it. I like it a lot.
Because you
I
want
like it a lot.
Interesting.
You want to see the Bengals lose?
I think I
Probably prefer
would
it.
have originally going into this game. I thought, all right, Bengals gonna win this game. Like that was it. But now hearing that Higgins may not play changes my entire outlook on this game.
It does?
Yes, it does for me.
Higgins and Chase.
No,
Chase
is going to
Chase
play.
is hobbled, but he gonna
Chase
play.
give it a go.
practice.
Yeah.
But never mind the fact that Joe Burrow is 100% healthy and playing. Never mind that. The fact that his number 2 receiver is not playing
Because it's number
is
two.
enough to tip the
Joe getting
scale.
out the pocket, scrambling.
It's enough to
scurrying
tip
about
the
them.
scale for him.
Yes, it is. I got Texans as my dogs.
Dog.
We go barking. We go bark.
They my
Oh,
they my dogs.
I got a little rough.
They're my dogs, my underdogs.
Oh, yo, dog.
As long as Higgins is out.
A hound dog.
You're not gonna bark. You're barking.
Look, I already saw that you have. I already saw that it is.
It wasn't a time yet.
That's understandable.
I saw that it is possible to take Chase out of the game. Chase was not really a factor in the Bills game, but who was Higgins and them tight ends. So that's why I sat here and I was like, if you taking away Higgins, I feel like this may be an issue.
So you trust DeBico to scheme it up to take Jamar out the game?
To take Jamar out the game, you can.
What about Tyler Boyd?
Boyd's cool. I'm not scared of Boyd. I'm not scared. He's over here. I've already sat here.
The best player on. He's not even talking about neutralizing the best player on the field.
Who's
Joe Burrow?
By your neutralizing your
Who's
weapons.
Joe Burrow?
I'm neutralizing your weapons.
He's got more weapons.
If it's not Higgins, you're telling me what Boyd is going to take over the game? That's what you're telling me?
It damn well could.
The
They definitely could give Joe Mixon more carries in this particular game too.
So
this same Houston defense just got diced up by the quarterback you couldn't even remember earlier in the show.
Don't do that.
I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
He not wrong.
Don't do that to Baker like that.
He not.
You did it to Baker.
That wasn't because of his talent.
Okay. All right.
I forgot what I was going to say. Circle back to me.
The same
Go
Houston
ahead.
defense also gave 300
So
yards to Desmond Ritter as well. But anyway, go ahead.
Look. So I think this is a great matchup between quarterbacks. Both guys are playing awesome right now. And it could be a trap game for the Bengals solely because they've beat the Seahawks, they beat the Niners, they beat the Bills. Now they go up against the Texans, and the game after the Texans, they got the Steelers, they got the Ravens, and they have the Jags. So they got a tough stretch. So the Texans would be the team that nobody's really looking to really upset them right now just because of how good the Bengals have played, especially against the good teams that they have beaten. And the Bengals, they have ran the ball better these past 2 games with Joe Mixon, even though they still have one of the worst rush offenses in the league. And the one thing about the Texans is they're one of 4 other teams to have at least 5 guys with 200 yards, so he can spread the ball around. So it's a tough matchup. It's tough. I would go Bengals just based solely off of. I just got to see them lose at this point because they've been playing so well that I think it'll be a close game. But it's like, are the Texans up for this matchup yet? Like they've beaten the best team they've beaten is the Jags. which is a good win. And they also beat the Steelers, which right now is a good win. But they've also had some losses that are like, okay, you're questionable, but it's a rookie quarterback, so you get that. There's always going to be those. Mm-hmm. But, it's just, can he beat Joe Burrow? Like, that's, at this point, like a Joe Burrow, even without T. Higgins, I think it's still scary. They still have Boyd, still have Chase, and like the tight ends doing what they did, nobody saw. But nobody saw that. And they were able to incorporate that. So it's like if they're able to incorporate it in a big Sunday night game, like they could probably do it against the Texans.
I don't see the tight ends duplicating that performance because
you can still incorporate
I feel like the Texans are probably better at covering tight ends than the Bills were allowed to be at all without Milano and everything else that was going on. Like they 1,000% took advantage of the fact that there was no Milano to cover a tight end, and those tight ends went off. But besides that game, like that's why I'm saying it's a one-off. All of their other games, it was one of the worst in the leagues at tight end production. So I'm not going to just say that off of one game where we know the issues with that defense.
No, but I'm just saying. I'm just saying
to other teams.
I'm just saying not a threat, but they're just a possibility of incorporating them more than what they have done all season because they've seen that they can produce somewhat.
I'm looking at this game and I'm saying, you know what? I think Bengals defensive coordinator Lou Anarumo is probably going to be the one that wins this game, or very well could be the one that wins this game. His ability to devise blitz packages for the Bengals, pressure packages for the Bengals over the last few years has definitely been one of the more elite aspects of a game from a coach, in my opinion. And I think coming into this game, the Bengals are tied for fourth in the NFL in takeaways, and they're first in the NFL in opponents' interception thrown percentage. So you're going up against a rookie quarterback who has not thrown picks. I think he has a 14-1, right?
Yeah,
touchdown interception ratio.
Best in the league.
But I think this is a game here where they get to him, and it's enough to rock him a little bit in this matchup. And I think the Bengals get the win here, but I think the fact that T. Higgins is not on the field, I think it does take away. It probably does take away.
If he doesn't play, we still don't know for sure.
It does take away a touchdown off the board to me, but I still think the Bengals win handedly here because I think that defense does at least 2 scores. I think the defense does enough to get to Stroud and throw that offense off his rhythm.
I'm with E-Rob and Queese.
It's my dogs.
Yeah,
you hold it
down. I ain't mad at that.
You got the dogs.
We just forget that the Texans lost to the Panthers 15-13 the week before, and the 2 weeks before that.
No, that was a Sunday.
Another Sunday game.
The 2 weeks before that.
That was the wedding game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Bears Panthers. I won't even say basically that. Texans Panthers would have been a better game for that. But 2 weeks before that, 20 points versus Saints, 19 points versus the Falcons. They haven't really had a rushing game all year. Yep. I still feel like there are question marks with this team. I trust the Bengals to keep rolling with what they got going on. Like 27-14.
Correct me if I'm wrong. This was the Texans were on a bye last week, right?
No, they beat
the week before that.
Sorry, the week before I meant. Sorry.
So the week before was Panthers. They had
so they haven't had their bye yet.
No, they had one 3 weeks ago. The Texans?
Yes.
3 weeks ago, week 7.
Oh, they had an early bye. Okay. Cool. Now, I was just wondering if there would be a time for them to regather or refocus up.
All right, they had that opportunity already.
Just keep working on your bark, big dog. You good?
Yeah. Hey, look, I've been right about some of my dogs, so I'm a little comfortable.
Your hound dog bark.
All right, so that is our 4 games that we're going to talk about. Let's talk AFC. Let's talk big picture playoffs. AFC. Right now, the way that it stands in AFC,
all the North. What the North
is
winter's coming.
Team's gonna start.
That's what we doing.
I don't know what that means because we stay up north, so I don't know what you mean by winter.
Winter is coming.
Oh, I was thinking about Game 3.
Because the AFC North.
You talking about the North?
Winter is coming.
We the real North.
AFC.
Y'all out of the playoff picture right now.
Here we go. So AFC playoff picture right now. We have Ravens at the 1. Sorry. Chiefs at the 1, Ravens at the 2, Jags at the 3, Dolphins at the 4. Wild card. Steelers at 5, Browns at 6, Bengals at 7, with the Bills, Texans, Chargers, and Jets all having 4 losses outside the playoffs looking in. What changes are we expecting?
The entire AFC North is not getting in.
Okay.
So the North is coming.
So who's out? And who are you putting in?
Steelers and Browns.
You're taking them both out.
Yeah.
All right. Who are you putting in?
That's crazy. Hell no.
Bills and Chargers.
Bills and Chargers.
Bills
okay.
and Chargers.
Hey, look, he got to
Bills
stick to
and
his guns. He got to
Chargers.
stay
Yeah,
10
he
toes
does.
down.
Bills and Chargers.
Bills and
Gotta
Chargers.
stay
So
10 toes
you
down.
got Steelers and Browns out. Bills and Chargers in.
No.
And then as far as seeding goes, is all the seeding the same? So you just have them taking the wild card spots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where
we at, Big
The
O?
Texans are interesting.
Yep. Bills at 5 and Chargers at 6.
Okay.
I don't think the
Who's your 7th seed?
Yeah.
Oh, the Bengals stay at 7?
Yeah.
Whew.
Okay.
The Steelers.
That is a heck of a matchup. Ravens at Bengals in the wild card.
Bengals at Ravens.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I like
Yeah. All right. Have you made up your mind that you need some time, or me or Marcus?
Oh, y'all ready?
Yeah, I can
That would have. Yeah, that would have.
Y'all ready? Go ahead. I
I
was
would
gonna
have
say
you
this.
guys on the road against the Dolphins. And
You know what I'm here for.
Yep. So, hey.
Steelers not sustainable.
So this is what I
It's
got,
tough.
man. So the North is here. I just want to let y'all know that winter has come at this point.
Interesting.
I do have the Browns being out. I got the Steelers staying in because the Steelers in my time are going to find a way. Now,
To be above 500 or make playoffs.
make the playoffs. Make the playoffs.
I was giving you a out.
Now I got Bills coming in there. But I do have, I think the 1 through 4 seed will be the same. But I got the Bengals as the 5 seed. I got the Bills as the 6 seed. And then the Steelers coming in as the 7 seed. And the Steelers will only get in because they will have the tiebreaker over the Browns. That's how I'm coming with it.
I got one more change. I'm moving.
Yeah.
All right.
The Chiefs will not hold on to the number 1 seed.
Okay. So who's taking the 1 seed?
Ravens.
All right. So where do the Chiefs fall?
3.
3. Who do you have at 2?
Jags.
Okay.
Woo! All right. Okay.
Jags.
All right.
Yep. So that will put Bengals. That will put the Bengals on the road against Jacksonville.
They can win that easy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. So I have the Steelers being out. I again don't think their method for getting it done isn't sustainable. They are like the better version of the Jets right now in a way, just because Mike Tomlin has done it year after year.
So just the Steelers being out?
I was buying myself time with my extra sentences. You
Buy yourself some time.
be blinking your eyes like I be just bored. You know how my brain works. All right, so boom. We're gonna take the Steelers out. I don't know if I want to put the Bills in.
Hold on. Before we're talking about putting people in, is there anyone else you're taking out? That's the question. First. Is it just the Steelers?
Yeah, I'm just taking the Steelers
Just the
out.
Steelers.
And
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns fell out, but it's really based on brand. Their defense shouldn't let them fall out, in theory.
So who taking the Steelers spot?
It's looking very either Texans-y or Jets-y.
Jets.
Boy.
But
God.
it's only to be.
Man, that's so disrespectful.
Right? You done hit me in my mouth with some goddamn money. That's how disrespectful that was, bro. That's how disrespectful
I'm mad I missed my opportunity to do that. I really missed the opportunity to do that. The Bills' schedule is tough. That's really.
That's what this
I-
hit me in my mouth with some goddamn.
It's really just y'all. I don't know why in that moment I felt a question mark over y'all's ability to get it done. Like with Josh Allen, making sure that he's doing what he needs to do in the big moments. That's it was weird.
All right, bro. Who you putting in? Stop trying to.
I'm not saying he don't even know. He can't.
Who you putting?
You gotta pick one, man. Hurry up.
I'm gonna put. I'm still with the Bills. I'm tripping.
Oh my
did
God.
all that
All
just
that.
Hey, sometimes you gotta lay it out,
Don't
hear how it
trust this
sounds.
man.
I'm
He ain't
like,
saying nothing.
Don't trust this
raggedy.
man.
that ain't
Yeah,
sounding
saying
good.
not with his chest.
What you got?
All right. So the way that I got this rocking out, I got the Browns and Steelers both dropping off here because they both have 3 losses, right? And the other teams on the outside have 4. Like it's 1 game difference. We're not talking anything dramatic here.
Mm-hmm.
So when he says he doesn't see the Browns not being able to hold on to it, bro, it's a 1-game lead. You lose 1 game, and all of a sudden you're tied up with a bunch of these teams. So
It's
I
not
don't
the
feel like
one game. It's more throughout the season.
And I already said that I got the Ravens beating them. So there goes your 1 game right there.
And now we back.
That drops them down to 4 losses. So I have Steelers and
That's a
Browns
fair point.
out. You got Bills and Texans. I got Texans getting in. Texans go on a little run. 2 teams come out the South. Who would have thought? 2 teams come out AFC South. We was talking about the AFC South being the worst division.
So you ain't gonna stand on business with your Broncos?
Yeah, you ain't gonna stand
No,
there.
they out. They guys, they've been out.
They ain't out.
Do the Browns
Stand
beat
10
the
toes
Texans?
down.
On Christmas Eve, the Browns are on the road versus Texans. Who wins that game?
Texans.
Okay. It was a former
Let's see
Texan.
how you
loses
feel
to
in a
the
month and a
Texans. How
half,
about
6
that?
weeks.
Texans. You said when is that? Christmas, you said?
6 weeks.
Yeah, Christmas Day.
You think Deshaun gonna allow that to happen?
Hell no.
What, Deshaun gonna go into Houston and let Houston beat him for a playoff spot?
Nah.
You think Deshaun gonna let that happen?
And then all hell shall break loose with the Browns, like Browns do.
That has been their
I
game.
also want to change some seating. For me,
Bills get the
I
number
got
1
Ravens
seed.
at
All
the
right.
Ravens at 1, Chiefs at 2. I'm gonna say Bills at 3, Jags at 4. Dolphins at 5.
You're putting the Dolphins at Jacksonville.
And and who did I say? Who?
So you got a 6 and 7.
Oh, I still didn't say the Bengals. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hold on. Bengals at 5.
Okay, you're putting the Bengals on the road at Miami.
Okay. No, at Miami.
Oh, so you got the Bills winning at the
No, the Bills are at.
Oh no,
Bills are
four,
at 3.
four is
Oh,
4
you
is
just-
Jags.
Okay, so
Wait,
the Bengals,
how-
so the Bengals
how
at
so?
Jacksonville.
How so? What?
So you think the Bills are going to come back and have a better record than the Jags?
Yes.
Because that's the only way. Because y'all have the same record, but they got the tiebreaker.
Not only okay.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think a slick team to
He
watch.
said they about to
He
really
said
run
it,
the
yeah.
table.
Let me
My bad. I
They
was
about to run the table.
Let
Yeah.
me finish. All right.
Oh, man.
So yeah, Jags are at 4. At 5 is Bengals.
So Bengals at Jacksonville.
Dolphins at 6.
So Dolphins at Bills.
Okay, and then at 7 is Texans.
So Texans at Chiefs. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Ooh.
And the Ravens are your 1.
And Ravens are my 1. They've been my 1.
No, I will say
stay in there.
I will change mine to Ravens at 1, Chiefs at 2.
Watch the Titans. Feel like
The what?
watch.
Here you go. You see?
Who the Titans taking out?
The Titans. Oh, it would.
What are you doing?
I need to know, bro. Who
Oh,
the
they-
Titans
What are we
taking
doing?
out?
So if the
Is
Titans,
Will Levis gonna just play some
if the
magic?
Titans sneak in, that means the Browns faltered. I don't think both happen.
So you got
Yeah,
Titans
it-
over Texans.
He said he don't think both
If
happen, but
The
watch
Titans
out.
and Texans play twice. That will be the
Mhm.
biggest indication.
And I got Texans.
And you got the Texans. I'm saying Titans one of them pesky teams. I can never pick their games right, but it's there. If Will Levis, it's first game Will Levis, I guess. It's too early to tell.
Because
I think it's worth watching.
We said the Texans beat the Steelers, right? Already this year, right?
Yeah.
Right. So
Mhm.
that's exactly how I have them getting in because I have them having the same record.
So you think Levis? You think
I'm
Levis?
not saying because the Steelers.
So you think Levis outperforms C.J. Stroud from here on out? Because that would have to happen if.
Ooh.
Sure would.
That's a great question.
Exactly.
I don't believe that, but I guess hell, we'll write it out. Come on, Will Levis.
So what do you
Power
think?
your
I
mayonnaise.
don't believe that.
So you putting a stamp on it? You booking it?
Am I booking it? All right, so look. So I guess
Who are you taking
we're
out?
switching out. We're
You
switching
said
out.
take the Browns out.
We're taking the Browns out. We're taking the Steelers out. We're putting in the Titans
And the
we're putting
Bills.
in the Bills.
What?
Book it.
Book it.
Hey,
Lock
bro.
it.
Book it.
Hey,
We're locking it in.
I need this written down because I want to circle back.
We
to this.
literally
It's
have
recorded.
It's recorded, bro. It's right here.
But I like this. I just want to see it
You
because I
wanna
can
see
make
them
sure
writing?
that everybody has what they
All right,
have.
we'll do it later.
2023.
We'll do it later.
Like
We'll do it later. All right,
it's
so
egregious.
last thing before the
Spell
game.
egregious.
EGREGIOUS. Egregious.
Book it.
Book it.
You gotta book it yourself.
All right, last
Book
game.
it.
Let's-
all right. Put
Let's
that
talk about it. Let's talk about this Thursday night game.
Do we have to?
Look, Panthers Bears.
Two teams playing tonight.
I got the Panthers with the upset.
That's
Put
it.
the E Greg.
Yeah, Panthers with the
Panthers
upset.
with the upset.
I
Bryce
chose the Panthers.
Young.
I didn't choose. I didn't think it was an upset because it's not like.
I mean, Bucks
Doesn't-
are trash.
I
Bucks
can make my picks.
Yeah.
So I was getting.
Damn.
I had the Panthers getting the second
Oh
win.
man.
Yep. Panthers getting second win.
Make my picks. Oh, let's go with
He make
Oh,
his picks.
come on, Bryce. Let's get her done. I ain't mad at it. Oh, it's
He's
locked
already
down.
last.
That is right.
I really am.
I mean,
But
like,
that's not important. I still
does it need to be made at this point?
there's no for the record. I would have picked Panthers. If I ain't have it, I ain't have
All
it.
right, who you going? You're on.
I'm going with the
Bill
Bears
laughed a little
here.
hardy. I don't think it needed to be
I'm
that
going
point.
with
It was
the
no- it wasn't that funny.
All right, let the man say what he gotta say, Eric.
I'm going with the Bears here in a very low scoring, dry matchup.
Not ashy.
Would not be surprised if we see as many turnovers as many field goals in this game. Like, I think this might be a
9-7.
13.
Well, look, where the
13
turnovers coming from? Because Bryce Young
13
don't be
to
throwing.
12.
He don't
13
go
to
back to
12.
back INT game.
Oh, he will tonight. He'll have
Says
some
who?
13 to 12.
Bryce Young doesn't.
13
who?
to 12
Hasn't
Bears.
yet.
13 to
I mean,
12.
it's a-
13 to 12. You know what? That 13.
I know. So
That
until
touchdown
he
for the
does it,
Bears?
I'm gonna say he ain't do it.
That's it. Yeah, I got 13-12 Bears, and that one touchdown from the Bears will come in a kickoff return. Like offensively, they ain't even gonna score.
Damn.
They're not gonna score a touchdown.
All right.
It's nasty. It's gonna be disgusting.
Adam Thielen, 100-yard game.
What?
Oh, I love that.
Bucket.
Put in the
All
parlay.
right, well,
It's too late now. I missed my pick'ems, missed my parlays.
Hey, bro, you gotta get on that.
I have Panthers as well taking this one.
1 o'clock. I'm
I don't think it's going to be anything exciting, but I'm going to say the Panthers get their second win and the battle for first place begins. Or first pick.
So
Sorry.
they ain't gonna be able to do
Yeah,
it. The
that ain't
Panthers
no
ain't gonna
battle.
do. Ain't no battle.
The Bears
Both
need
of them have
to.
2 at that point.
The Panthers don't have a pick.
Yeah, the Bears have
Oh,
the Bears already own
So
it.
the Bears are good either way.
The Bears.
The Bears
The
are good
Bears
either way.
win. They help their chances of getting
Good.
first.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
The Bears,
Kinda how
But the only
Bears-
team that would be worse would be the Cardinals.
if
So
the
we know they're
Bears,
about to win
if
on
the
Sunday.
Bears win, I think it's a 48% like increase of them.
The likelihood.
Yeah, the likelihood of them getting it or something like that.
It's the same thing in our sleeper league.
Nah, nobody got to talk to you about
With
that.
how I
All
got
right.
Steve's pick, I
Thank
beat
you all for
Steve,
joining us
which
today.
helped my chance of getting the first pick of the draft. That's all.
Anyways,
Proceed.
that's going to do it for
No, you
us.
tanked in week 3.
Hey, bro, can't
It's
get
not
that.
Monday.
Hey, look.
It's not Monday.
All right.
Did
Hey,
we say we do it on Thursday too?
shh.
Shut
Thank
up.
you.
Shut up.
Thank you all for watching today. Appreciate it. We will be back for Monday Night Football, where we will be talking Bills at Broncos. Till then, I'm Cordell.
Marcus.
E-Rob.
It's Deuce.
Please
Holla at us.
like,
and
subscribe, comment,
Please like.
share.
Just like.
So
Even if
Is
you
it
don't
all thumbs,
subscribe,
universal
like.
thumbs?
Or actually,
Is it a heart?
subscribe, don't like.
Yep.
Whatever.
Till Monday.
Light.